Hi there, good evening everyone, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are in the world. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through the 5 biggest problems I think that people face in following a raw food diet. And I'm also going to go through some solutions to offer you, to present you with those that may help you to continue on a raw food diet or start on a raw food diet. The 5 things that I've come up with are the cost of the diet, problems that people have with their teeth, a problem that people have called melon belly, number 3, food addictions, number 4, and the social aspect of going raw. So, the first thing that we're going to look at is cost of the diet. Now, if you go on a raw food diet and if you take someone else's program, someone writing out a full raw food diet for the week for you, and you go to the normal supermarket you go to, and you were to go and buy all that food and compare it with a week of cooked food or normal food, whatever you want to call it, abnormal food shopping, then you will probably find it is more expensive. Especially if you're deciding to live, or if you want to buy huge quantities of low calorie fruits like blueberries and raspberries and all sorts of berries and things like that, you'll find that it's probably going to be more expensive. Now, that's not necessarily always the case, depending on what you buy and how much you buy. It also will depend on how much a person spends, for example, at restaurants, perhaps on speciality things like wine. Friends that I've known, people that I've known, would spend in one weekend on alcohol and going out and stuff like that. They'd spend more on that in a weekend than I might spend in a month on a raw food diet. Now, that's kind of an exceptional circumstance, but there's people that will do things like that, and then they'll say they can't afford to eat healthily, and there's obviously no mystery as to why that is. But what you'd have to do, the solution to that, is you need to stop buying retail and start buying wholesale. So you're buying a large quantity, much larger quantity of fruits and vegetables. So you need to source out a wholesale supplier. You should have, if you're living in a city, there will no doubt be a place where wholesale fruit is available. You can go to a local fruit shop and perhaps find out where they're sourcing their stuff. And if you go to a wholesale environment, you will find that you can get incredible deals, and they're basically sometimes giving fruit away and they just can't sell it because it's a little bit ripe. And you'll be able to get enough fruit for the week. You won't believe some of the deals you get. And I literally spent £6 on 2 boxes of bananas a couple of weeks ago. And that's 10,000 calories per box. That's 20,000 calories. The average person probably needs somewhere between 14,000, 20,000, 21,000 calories, 35,000 calories if they're really, really active. 28,000, 21,000. Anyway, that's how much the average person's going to need. So £6 for that. Now, I understand that you don't want to just live off bananas, but that's to be honest, a lot of us don't mind living off bananas because we get more variety from, for example, vegetable meals and maybe some of the other fruits that we snack on or something, but we get our calories from sweet fruit, for example, bananas. So the solution is go from wholesale to retail. And retail to wholesale, and the wholesalers will really welcome you generally. People are a bit worried about going to a wholesale market, but they will generally, they're business people and they're happy to take your money. So don't worry about going in, is it okay if I buy 10 boxes of mangoes? Is that really okay? Yes, it is okay. The next thing is teeth. A lot of people have had problems with their teeth, including me, from following a high fruit raw vegan diet, the 80-10-10 diet. Now, the problem I think was that when I came into this, there was a lot of people putting out information that you didn't have to brush your teeth, that you could just kind of, drink water or something, or this is a natural diet so you shouldn't have any problems with your teeth. And I think probably either I was confused or the information was bad or the people weren't getting good results. Some of them, it turns out, weren't getting good results for their teeth, and they really shouldn't have been giving out information about teeth. But anyway, I've struggled for a while, and I had problems with my teeth and fillings and things, and it's taken me a while to really get to a place where I'm really getting control of that now. And I definitely lost a tooth. I have had cavities and a root canal and a few things like that. So I've had problems with my teeth. I'm not gonna lie about that. But a lot of that is to do with the fact that I was following bad information, and that I guess I was trusting ideas and information that weren't quite right. And also I wasn't perhaps just I was maybe creating ideas in my own mind of what I thought would work. There have been people who have been fruitarian that have lost almost all their teeth because there's a guy, for example, Mango, who wrote the book Fruitarianism, who wrote the book, Eden, Path to Eden, or Return to, I can't remember the name of his book right now, but he lost a whole bunch of his teeth, and he just trusted in the diet. He just didn't bother. Even when he got intense pain, he wouldn't go and get it sorted out. That is not what you want to do. Here's what you want to do to improve your teeth or stop your teeth problems happening. Firstly, you need to be brushing twice a day. If you're not doing that, you should be brushing in the morning, you should be brushing at night. If that's still not working, if you're still having problems and sensitivity, go to 3 times a day. Go to morning, and then dinner time, and then night. You should go to 3 times a day. And you should go for fluoride toothpaste. If you don't think it works, then try it out and you'll find out that it works pretty well. So you need to be brushing first thing in the morning, last thing at night. But the important thing with teeth is not that the raw vegan diet doesn't supply enough minerals and nutrition, which it absolutely does because you're eating the most nutritious foods. The problem is that people generally don't clean the mouth properly, clean out the teeth properly, and they don't give enough time. See, what happens is little bits of food and debris and fruit and everything gets stuck in between your teeth. People don't clean it out. People don't get rid of it properly, and that's where the cavities start to form in between the teeth or on these bits, the bits where it touches the gum, because that's where the food gets trapped. So you need to brush. Primarily, brushing is removing the food from the teeth. That's primarily what it's all about, and also there's fluoride in it to help with that. But it's primarily about getting the food out so that it is clear, your mouth is clear, your teeth are clear of the acidity of the food that you're eating, so that it can remineralize and protect all your teeth. You need to allow time to remineralize. But brushing is sometimes not enough. You must be flossing or doing something else. But here is the game changer for a lot of you out there that are experiencing sensitivity, and that is these implements right here. One of these or one of these. That's one of these or one of these. You should be carrying, you can get these in your local pharmacist or whatever, whole package of these, very cheap. And essentially, after you've eaten, just go in, very pleasurable experience, and remove the fruit that's got stuck. And I'm telling you, if you're having some sensitivity with eating fruit and stuff like that, start using these straight away. One of these, either this one, this is amazing. Don't use it viciously or rigorously, this is very pleasurable, very soft on the gums. Go in, remove the fruit. If you're feeling any sensitivity, go in, and there's usually a little bit of food there or something, remove it, allow the mouth to naturally remineralize. You will see a reduction in pain, and you will see an improvement in your teeth very quickly. So one of these, brushing in the morning, at night, if that's not working for you, 3 times a day. But if you start using these after every time you have a meal of fruit, especially things like mangoes and stuff that stick in, and dates and whatever else, use these. They will change things for you. Thirdly, melon belly. Melon belly is a controversial thing, but this is something that a lot of people will struggle with because they'll get into this fruit diet. I remember one time me and some friends were laughing about the idea that you're trying to promote this amazing lifestyle to people and you're doubled over in pain with melon belly because you've eaten loads of fruit really quickly. Melon belly is something you will probably experience if you move to a fruit-based raw vegan diet, especially if you're going to eat large quantities, and which you really need to get the calories in. And it comes from the fact that a lot of people get a problem when they eat watermelon and eat a high amount of watermelon very quickly. They start to get a pain. It can be here, it can be further up, usually kind of solar plexus. Some people even experience in the shoulders, and it's to do with a complex of nerves that are around here. This is why people feel it all over. But a lot of people feel that and they think that they're maybe ill or something's happening, or they don't react well with fruit, or there's some kind of problem and everything else. Well, the first thing is, if you're coming from 20, 30, 40, 50 years of not eating fruit, not eating a lot of fruit, and then you suddenly change, you've got to wait for some time for your body to make those developments. Second thing, you don't want to eat fruit maybe straight away in the morning. Give yourself some time, give your body some time to kind of wake up a bit. You can definitely more likely to get melon belly. A lot of people think melon belly is to do with chromium deficiency. I don't know if that's the case. I don't think it's the case, and even if it just doesn't make sense to me that it's the case. But some people try and treat it with chromium. I try and avoid any kind of supplements, so I'm not going to take any chromium anytime soon. But to me, it's more about becoming more sensitive with your body. When you're eating things like watermelon, maybe grapes, mangoes for some people, slow down. You never get it with bananas. This is why I don't understand the chromium deficiency thing. Why do you not get the chromium deficiency problem with bananas? But you want to slow down, you want to be aware. If you start to feel any discomfort in this area, you stop eating, you allow it to pass, and you move on. If you get real discomfort, to me, melon belly is trapped gas, trapped wind in this area that's forcing something or causing pressure against this nervous area, this nerve area. Something that Dr. Doug Graham talked about one time, just mentioned it once in a talk about it being a ganglia type of, and he never really went into it ever again. I never really seen him speak about it, but that's to me more what melon belly. So the way you prevent that, for a start, if you get it all the time when you eat watermelon, simply stop eating watermelon, or eat it very slowly, or eat it later in the day so they don't get it so much, and just slow down. Try and get the gas out by burping or whatever, and just try and avoid eating fruit that quickly that you're not even being aware and sensitive to your body. So that should help prevent with the melon belly problem. The number fourth one, very hard, food addictions. Dealing with food addictions. This is the reason that most people aren't on a raw food diet. This is the reason that people go back to cooked food. This is the reason that people can't stay on a raw food diet. This is the reason that a raw food person might go into want to go and eat some cooked food or something now and again, or whatever it is. It's because of these food addictions. And how do you deal with that? How do you cope with your food addictions? Well, really, you just need to try and focus on why you're doing it, focus on why you're giving up these things, try and focus on the benefits, and remind yourself of some of the negative parts of cooked food, of non-raw food, whatever you want to call it, of animal products and everything else you're giving up. Remind yourself of the potential damage that's causing, or the real damage that's causing. There's a lot of people that they eat certain types of cooked food, they immediately start getting pains again, they immediately get their disease or illness comes back, and that is a reminder, a very strong reminder to them to get back to raw food. But it's still hard for everyone. It's a decision every day, it's a choice every day. We're all surrounded by temptation, and we're surrounded by all sorts of different types of food and lifestyle and everything else. So you really need to make a choice every day. You make steps every day. If you want to give up things one at a time, then at least you're going towards your goal in the right direction. There's no judgment. There's just remind yourself of that. It's just your own decision. You're moving towards it. So just continue practicing going in the right direction. And if you want to go 100% raw, they really, maybe get some advice, maybe get some coaching, maybe get some support. Well, we're going to go into that in the next bit, which is the social thing. But, get information, get inspired, and really try and make that choice. Try and make that choice when you feel that addiction, when you feel that drag towards eating something that you know is not right for you or the best for you. Try and be conscious of that feeling. Try and be conscious of what that is. Even if you then give into it, at least you become conscious of it. Next time you become conscious of it again and you think to yourself, am I powerful enough? Am I strong enough to resist this? And the answer might be no again. And then you just think again, how about I just try this time to eat the bananas or eat something else? And once you eat the bananas, the food the drive towards eating something else actually generally disappears. Now, what the other best thing to stop with food cravings and addictions is make sure earlier in the day you absolutely get a really big, good sized fruit meal. So you want to make sure you get like a big smoothie or a big bowl of fruit, and it needs to be high calorie, it needs to be sweet fruit, it needs to be 800, 1000, preferably up to